Process mining can sound a little bit like magic, so I'm going to give a quick backgrounder on how it works. We start with the different systems that are going to be the sources for the process mining data. At the top in green, we have a business process management system that's orchestrating several different tasks, including a user task to enter customer data that will link to our legacy customer information system at the lower left in red, and a service task that will push order information to our ERP system, which you can see at the lower right in blue. Each of these systems has their own history log that tracks events for audit purposes, but we're going to exploit that history log to figure out how the process works overall. Here's what the history log for the BPM system would look like. It has a unique transaction or case ID, then the activity name, which is the stage that we're at in the BPM process, the start and end time for the activity, and the resource that performed the activity. Trace through for case number 8287. You'll see the first activity at 8:34:15, which is when Jay Smith is assigned a task to enter customer data in the non-integrated legacy system. He goes to the legacy system screen and enters this information, then marks the task as complete in the BPM system. Then there's an automated service call to check the customer's credit at 8:37:52, which would be one of those unmarked steps in the middle of the BPM system workflow. Another activity on another case is the next thing in the history log, but we're only interested in case 8287, so skip down and we have a call to the ERP system at 8:38:09 to enter the order. The important thing is that each of the systems has their own history log, but that they can be reconciled if they all use the same case number or transaction number. Here's the complete list of activities for what happened with case 8287 across all three systems, sorted by the timestamp. In green, we see the activities from the previous BPM system log that we were looking at. But in between those activities, we see the legacy system history log in red, where the customer and address records were created. Then in blue, we see the ERP system history log, where the PO was checked and the order created. This is the consolidated history of everything that happened to case 8287 from start to finish. In reality, there may be many more records from each of the three systems that break these down into more fine-grained activities, but I'm just trying to show the key concepts here. Now that we have the consolidated history log for case 8287 and every other case in the system, there are some somewhat magical algorithms that can derive the process model from these records. I've shown it here as a BPMN diagram with swim lanes for each system, as well as the color coding that I've been using throughout, but you might see different forms for the discovery model depending on the tool that you use for process mining. Task mining is a somewhat newer concept that captures user interaction data as they work across several applications on their computer. So it will be copying and pasting data, clicking on different screens, entering information in different fields, and so on. But the algorithms to derive the process models for what the user is doing at each individual task are pretty much the same as what we see here in process mining.